Welcome to HDTV. You now rocking with your boy. Alright, basically, if you've been staying in touch with Cuba Gooding Jr., basically from the dailymail.com in the news, Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s lawyers say they want to cross-examine one of his groping accusers about her history of suffering sexual abuse and her small breasts, claiming she has self-esteem issues that cause her to misconstrue things. Now, the 52-year-old actor arrived in court in Manhattan on Thursday in a mask. He was accompanied by his attorney, Mark Heller, who did not cover his nose and mouth. Gooding Jr. has been charged with 6 counts relating to 3 alleged incidents. They are all said to have happened in 2018 at various nightlife hotspots. The actor has also been accused of groping multiple other women whose cases are not being tried. On Thursday, his attorney said they should be able to cross-examine one of the accusers about her history of suffering sexual abuse. They said the fact she spoke about threesomes online and having small breasts is relevant to her credibility. The woman claims Gooding Jr. felt her breasts at Magic Hour Rooftop in 2019. He denies all allegations and says he is the victim of a malicious prosecution. Now, this story was published at 10:02 Eastern on August 13, 2020 by Jennifer Smith for dailymail.com. Excuse me. Basically, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s lawyers on Thursday argued they should be able to cross-examine one of the groping accusers about her history as the victim of sexual abuse. The fact that she complained online about having small breasts and that she says she prefers threesomes to monogamous relationships when he goes to trial later this year. The actor, who is 52, attended court in New York on Thursday for a pre-trial hearing as part of his ongoing groping case where his attorneys alleged police misconduct and tried again to paint him as a victim of malicious prosecution. He was pictured arriving at the courthouse in Manhattan wearing a mask with his attorney, Mark Heller. Heller did not have on a mask as he entered the courtroom, but he put one on when the proceedings began. Gooding Jr. is facing 6 groping charges over 3 alleged incidents which occurred in 2018 and 2019. One of the women alleged Gooding pinched her buttocks. Another said he squeezed her breast at the Magic Hour Rooftop in June last year. Gooding Jr.'s attorney said on Thursday that the woman speaks openly about the fact that she is self-conscious about her small breast online and that it can cause her to misconstrue things. They want to be able to ask her about her history of body insecurities and about her history having been sexually, mentally abused by her family. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, sorry about that. Had to look at something that went across the screen. I believe that her decade-long physical and mental abuse by her family's sexual nature and mental is completely relevant to her credibility, to her predisposition, sensitivities, her mindset. It creates a foundation for who she is, who speaks about it in blog posts endlessly on the internet. It is a part of who she is. It's sewn into her personality, his attorney said, adding that the woman suffers from distortions. He also said it was relevant that she posted online about preferring threesomes to one-on-one sex, saying This accuser speaks very publicly on her blog post about her desire and interest and preference to be in menage a trois rather than monogamous relationships. I find it relevant that in this case she represented to the police and DA's office that there were discussions of menage a trois. She's a psychology major. It's a psychological personality decision that has nothing to do with her sexual history. It's philosophical. The actor's attorney said the judge disagreed and said it could be discussed only if the woman opens the door to it. Of her small breast, the attorney argued, I believe it's very simple. 1 + 2 = 3. She actually talks about the fact that she is self-conscious about her breast size. She talks about how she is self-conscious about hairstyle. She does talk specifically about her breasts. She actually, because of her own sensitivity, sometimes misconstrues what other people are saying to her because of her own self-esteem issues. She openly talks about it in her blogs, he said. Gooding Jr. had been scheduled to go on trial in April, but that was postponed as coronavirus cases surged in New York and the state shut down most court matters. Now that the number of new positive cases and hospital admissions are down in New York, courts are starting to reopen. No new trial date for Gooding has been set. On Thursday, Gooding Jr.'s lawyers argued that detectives acted inappropriately when they started their investigation. Among their complaints was that one sergeant wrote a separate police report about one of the incidents, which they said was out of character. They also claimed they refused to interview witnesses that they told them to speak to after one of the alleged incidents. Prosecutors argued that their evidence, which includes screenshots and affidavits, is solid. The case began last year after he was reported to police for allegedly groping a woman at Magic Hour rooftop in Manhattan. After her case took off, prosecutors piled more charges on top, including one involving him allegedly groping a woman in Tahoe in New York in October 2018. A third set involves an incident in New York City in September 2018. Heller has tried repeatedly to have the case thrown out. He claims Gooding Jr. is the victim of malicious prosecution that should never have been launched. The women involved in the incident in the criminal case have not been named, nor have the women cited by prosecutors. A handful who have spoken out in media reports to air the allegations, including a hairdresser from Spokane, Washington, have agreed to be named. The charges and allegations: June 2019, 2 counts forcible touching and sexual abuse. Gooding Jr. has been charged with forcibly touching and third-degree sexual abuse, both misdemeanors for allegedly touching a woman's breast at the Magic Hour rooftop in Manhattan this June. He denies it. October 2018, 2 counts forcible touching and sexual abuse. The grand jury indictment is connected to a different incident in October last year at Tile nightclub in Manhattan. For that incident, he is charged with forcible touching and third-degree sexual abuse. September 2018, 2 misdemeanor charges related to an incident in New York City. Papers filed by prosecutors on Tuesday also describe 12 other incidents over which he has not been charged, but which prosecutors think constitute misconduct. They include 1, a 2001 incident at the W Hotel where he approached a woman he had never met and rubbed his groin and pelvis against her buttocks while simultaneously grabbed her buttocks and breast with his hand. A 2003 incident at the Yard House in Long Beach where he allegedly put his hand on another woman's buttocks and squeezed it while they had a photo taken together. He then told her, "You got a good piece of ass." A 2016 incident at Shy, a bar in Hollywood, where he approached a woman from behind and bit her shoulder on her bare back twice, then thrust his pelvis against her leg and attempted to lift the bottom of her shirt up. A 2007 incident at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas, where at a movie-related event, forcibly pulled a woman towards him and attempted to kiss her after calling her and her friends over to his table. He then allegedly licked her face and grabbed her buttocks. The next night, he allegedly grabbed the same woman and placed his tongue against her closed lips. An incident at Butter, a now-closed nightclub in Manhattan sometime between 2007 and 2008, where he allegedly grabbed another woman's buttocks and squeezed it as she walked through a crowd. An incident in 2011 at a bar in Los Angeles where he allegedly placed his hand inside a woman's blouse and squeezed her bare breasts and told her, "Sit on my face and pee in my mouth." An October 2011 incident at Fuzzy's in Dallas, Texas, where he allegedly grabbed a woman's buttocks and rubbed them. A November 2013 incident at the Chatwal Hotel in New York where he grabbed a woman's buttocks and licked her neck. A 2014 incident at Cafe Havana in Malibu where he reached under a woman's skirt and touched her vagina over her underwear. A 2015 incident at Nobu, Malibu, where he attempted to kiss a woman, then bit her shoulder. When she argued with him, he allegedly called her a cunt and a bitch. An incident approximately 5 years ago at Bert's Tiki Lounge in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where he grabbed a woman's buttocks, then told her to stop smoking cigarettes. 12 on August 16, 2018 at the Shore Bar in Santa Monica, told a woman damn near hot ass if she was married, then asked her to lean in closer to him where he proceeded to grab her buttocks and breasts and forcibly kissed her, inserting his tongue into her mouth. Man. Cuba Gooding Jr., man. Man, I mean, he say he innocent, so it's a lot of charges, man, and right now it's not looking good for the brother. You know, I don't know about all these claims. I think they're targeting him for a reason. Now, I may be wrong. So women, don't bite my head off. Me too, don't kill the messenger. I'm just saying he could be innocent. He probably is being targeted because he didn't do something for somebody behind closed doors. So this is very unfortunate because Cuba Gooding Jr. is a great actor. He's very underrated. He's always played other roles. His most famous one, I think, was recently the OJ. He did the OJ Simpson thing. I didn't really get to see that. I wanted to. I was busy. I'm gonna try to catch that, but I heard his performance was good. All I can say is I wish him well and I hope he does better. I really don't believe all these cases. I just think this is just something to target him. I think he's getting the Bill Cosby treatment. So I just think they're just attacking him. But like I said, things could happen. Right now, to me, he's innocent until proven guilty, but in America, he's guilty until proven innocent because of his color. So thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to everybody. Hit that notification bell, and when you do, please select all to receive upcoming content. And thank you for tuning in, and that's it. Live boy.